Hello and welcome to another build tutorial. Today we're gonna deal with a power melee ranger build. Kinda out of the ordinary, but it's hell a lot of fun to play it. Let me introduce to the little details and certain tricks with this build. First of all, let's go through the utilities. We are running Healing Spring for additional condition cleanse and regeneration application, but the best part is that it's a water field which you can combine with the double reap finisher from the number 2 on the sword and swoop on great sword. Plus you will have Core of the Wild. You will have a healing wave, a reap finisher for extra healing, and another reap finisher for additional healing. Then we are going to run 3 survival skills in order to synergize well with survival of the fittest, which will give you additional condition cleanses over Healing Spring, and it will allow you to run bulk skin over empathic bond against certain non-heavy condition setups. But I recommend running this trait if you are facing engineer and necromancer in the enemy team. Otherwise, bulk skin is a better pick, because you can deal with conditions easily with those 4 cleanses. After that, we are running the quickness trait. Keep in mind that this will reduce your healing income by 50%, so you should time your healings outside of popping quickening Zephyr. Also keep in mind that you will have access to high amount of fury, so your crit chance will be relatively high, so I recommend picking a certain high crit chance by base, and this is the reason why I'm running Night Amulet on the build. After that, Stone Signet gives you additional protection against burst from Mesmer Thief or Hambo Warrior, which will help you sustain a lot. So basically, as you can see, you have cleanses and base damage income reduction. But also bulk skin procs when you are basically at under 25% HP, and synergizes excellently when on dodge protection in combat. So as you can see, the reduction will be 83%, which can be very crucial. All you have to keep in mind is cleanse on low HP. And in Tangle, I also have the survival spells cooldown reduced by 20% with this trait, so you can pop those more often, cleanse more, have more fury uptime, and in Tangle helps you to escape, set up bursts for your teammates, or set up certain bursts for yourself, or for your pets. Let's go through the traits first. This is what I managed to find out to have the best synergy in the build. You can have some vulnerability uptime with this, which is not that strong or essential, but I'm going for Signet Mastery. Cooldown reduction, you can have Stone Signet up more. Basically, the Stone Signet has a very high cooldown by default of 80 seconds, so the 20% reduction will hit it more. So the reduction will be even more increased. Then cooldown reduction of the survival spells, I mentioned it. Endurance regen, protection on dodge, synergizes with bulk skin, further reduction. Cooldown reduction for both weapon sets with greatsword and sword as well. So certain spells are basically on the same cooldown than your weapon swap. And then you can do some extra damage when you're below or over the threshold. You can get some minor regeneration, not important. Any boons you are receiving is getting shared with your pet, so your pet will have a relatively high crit chance as well. And you can basically do more damage, 5% permanently, because you will always have some boon up. Then I'm gonna run Strength of the Spirit, which will grant you more base power damage, because this build is all about the base power, as you figured. Other option could be Protection Uptime, but if you are not having bulk skin, you can go for this. These are the options you can swap around. The other option here is Evasive Purity. Immensely strong trait line here for Ranger, and clearing that poison will help you with regeneration and other stuff. Also another option is Enlargement, which synergizes with the Signet reduction, but I recommend that only against certain setups that are CC heavy. Hint that this trait activates when 25% is being hit, synergizes with bulk skin, and it will be an instant cast, and when you are having this Signet chosen, it will have 1 second cast time. With the trait it's an instant pop, and you will have 10 seconds of stability with it. And finally, the bread and butter of the build is Survival of the Fittest here. Gonna show you the weapon sets. These are the weapon sets I found the strongest here. I'm running Rune of the Pack, which will give you a Fury, Swiftness and Might while in combat, which is the same amount of boons than Core of the Wild. Only the duration is actually split. But if you're keeping yourself in a team fight for some time, and you're using your war horns, you can heal people with it, like this. And Rune of the Pack is proccing, it will grant the whole team around you permanent Fury, permanent Swiftness, and few stacks of Might. Night Amulet gives you additional Toughness, which is relatively high, as you can see, helps you survive against additional burst. And if you time your condition cleanses well, you can sustain against condition spikes by keeping your distance and playing like a hit and run playstyle. This build is basically meant to be used for roaming, has immensely high and super mobile, almost the same mobility as a thief if you are combining the Sword 2, the lightning reflexes, and the swoop at the same time. You can cover a half map distance within seconds. Other thing I'm running is like one of the spike is for spamming number 1 on sword, which will channel up a spell that will hit harder on the third chain, and I'm running air, so it will proc more often, and you can, like, a combo would be Entangle, Quickness and number 1 spam. And this is why I'm running air and reaching, for more sustain and more damage output. As you can see, the damage is pretty decent. Medium damage, power based. Entangle and intelligence to set up that more damage, which hits area. Combinations you can do is one of those quickness. You can have plenty of CCs with your pet fear, the pet reap, the counter attack, which will knock back foes if they hit you, and the hit bash, which will just stun a guy. So it has access to CC as well, very high mobility for decapping, some minor poisoning to 1v1 certain weaker bunker builds, lots of fury and swiftness uptime with some minor might as well. And basically the build in general is categorized as a like roamer, power based roamer build. Very good for decapping and holding your node for quite some time. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of unique build, and see you next time.